Wow, wow, wow. That is the only way I can sum up my cruise on the Carnival Breeze, October the 21st through the 25th. We will talk a little bit about that. Plus, huge news. As I got off the ship Monday, started to catch up on what's going on, the CDC finally decided to make their announcement regarding the conditional sell order and what's going to happen with it in the months ahead. We have all kinds of things to talk about, and let's do that right now on Island Time. A big Friday hello, Islanders. I know it's been a quiet week for me. Some of you have been worried about me. You've checked on me. You said, Derek, I know you've cruised. We haven't heard from you. I hope you're okay. Thank you for reaching out. It has been a long week trying to catch up with work. I recorded a ton of content Tuesday and Wednesday. When I sat down to edit it Wednesday night, there was no audio. Have no clue what happened, but it was all wasted. Hours wasted. But here we are today. I also wanted to respond to a few of you as I went live on the Carnival Breeze every day, 30 minutes at a time, sometimes twice a day. Some of you were upset with my quality, the quality of the video. You said, hey, I can't watch this. This quality is awful. You're not doing a very good job. I can only do what I'm given. I can only give the quality of video as I'm given the quality of internet. My intent was to go live. My intent was to share my cruise experience with you. And if you're upset by the quality, I'm sorry. I did everything I could do. I hope all of you Islanders enjoyed following me in the cruise. It was awesome. We will have a full review of the cruise on the Carnival Breeze, October 21st through the 25th, Sunday night. It is a date between you and I. Sunday night, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. I'll answer all your questions. Protocols on embarkation, debarkation on the ship. What did the ship look like? Food reviews, venue reviews, all of it. Join us. I can't wait for it. Let's talk about this news from the CDC, though. There's a ton of news, and I cannot cover this all in one video. I'm not even going to try. I'm going to break it up in a few videos here. We knew, and we talked about it at the beginning of October with our October preview, the first day of October on this channel. This is the big story. What's going to happen with the conditional sell order? It was set to expire at the end of the month. We did not think it would expire. We thought it would be renewed. But the question was for how long and what would it look like? Okay, today we're going to cover some numbers that the CDC has given us that we've been looking for a long time. Cruise lines have not shared these numbers. The CDC has. And then in tomorrow's video, we're going to take a look at how does this conditional sell order differ from what we've been cruising under. There are some pretty big differences, okay? But let's get started with the news, okay? So on Monday, the CDC announced, I thought honestly it was a few days early. I thought it would be at the very end of the month, but they announced that the conditional sell order, the framework to cruise, is extended until January the 15th of 2022. I was surprised it was a mid-month mark of January the 15th, but it is indeed extended for all of November, December, and half of January, a shorter term than we thought it would be. The CDC also said that when this conditional sell order expires January the 15th of 2022, that it intends to let this set of requirements and frameworks transition to a voluntary program, a program in which cruise lines could opt into and continue to go by or opt out of. Remember, that is already the case in Florida. In Florida, cruise lines, all cruise companies, can opt out of the conditional sell order. Okay, that fight has been won in the legal system. But all cruise lines have opted in to the conditional sell order. What's going to happen in 45 days? I don't know. January 15th, 2022, will cruise lines then begin to remove themselves from this framework and go their own way and self-regulate, or will they continue to go by these, what are going to be recommendations from the CDC? That is going to be interesting, and we have no insight right now on what could happen from that. If we do, and as we hear from experts that we're friends with across the industry, we will bring that to you. But right now, we do not know what's going to happen The exciting thing is we finally got some news from the CDC on outbreaks on cruise ships. We've all wondered, we've all asked questions. How many cases have there been? Have there been large outbreaks? Have there been deaths? Have there been medical evacuations? And cruise lines have been so tight on this information. It's understandable though. They don't want to create fear. They don't want to share numbers that, oh my gosh, there's 100 cases on board, I don't need to cruise. Or 10 people had to be medically evac from the ship, because then people would not want to cruise. The CDC has shared this information with us, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So for the first time, the CDC new extension, this document that is over 50 pages, it's longer than the previous conditional sell order, but it shares some details on what the CDC refers to as 6 large COVID-19 outbreaks on cruise ships. There's 6 of them. And so this dates back to late June, early July. There's been 6 outbreaks. Now, the report does not list the name of the cruise ship. That's one interesting thing that I guess was an agreement between the cruise industry and the CDC. Please don't point out my ship. So they don't. But you can make some inferences and some guesses for sure. So let's look at this. I'm going to show this to you here. It's interesting to me, it really is, because I'm a data guy. We've been looking for this data, and here it is. So there's been several large outbreaks on cruise ships, and here's the first one. On July the 24th of 2021, one symptomatic passenger who tested positive for COVID-19 on a cruise ship, which they're calling Cruise Ship A, was linked to 20 additional laboratory-confirmed cases of COVID-19 over 2 voyages, including 2 passengers and 18 crew. The COVID-19 vaccination rate on the ship ranged between 99.8 to 100% for crew and 96.4 to 97.5% for passengers. Could this be the situation that happened on the Carnival Vista? Matter of fact, I cruised the Carnival Vista July the 24th, and we all know the story of 20 plus crew members contracting COVID. There was a woman from Oklahoma who also tested positive from COVID. She had to be removed from the ship in Belize. She eventually passed away. God bless her and her family. But could this be it? You're looking at one passenger, and there's over 20 cases linked to this one passenger. That was one of 6 of the large outbreaks. The second was between July the 24th and August the 28th. So it's a span of over a month. They're calling this a large outbreak. A cruise ship, they're calling Cruise Ship B, reported 58 laboratory confirmed COVID-19 cases among passengers and crew. The COVID-19 vaccination rate on this ship ranged between 96.8 and 97.7 for passengers and average 100% for crew. So over a month span, 58 confirmed cases. That was never in the news, I can promise you. Interesting, it is really interesting. Here's a third situation. Between July 29th and the 31st, just a few days here, 2021, 3 symptomatic passengers tested positive for COVID-19 on cruise ship C. Contact tracing and testing identified an additional 12 laboratory confirmed cases of COVID-19, including 10 passengers and 2 crew members. This was a highly vaccinated ship with 100% of crew and an average of 97% of passengers fully vaccinated. So 15 cases there across 3 days, but protocols worked. The cruise line stepped in and everything eventually was okay. Now remember, all of these situations happened before masking and the mask policies started to be enacted and testing started to be enacted. This is the last one that falls into that criteria. July the 26th through August the 6th, a cruise ship, which is Cruise Ship D, reported 7 laboratory confirmed COVID-19 cases among passengers and crew. The COVID-19 vaccination rate on this ship was 100% for crew and ranged between 96.8 and 97.7 for passengers. So that's 7 more tests. Again, the CDC is calling that a large outbreak. Okay, now these last 2 are after masking and testing protocols were put into place. Okay, I want to point that out, but the numbers are staggering. Between August the 19th and September the 7th, okay, about 3 weeks here, a cruise ship, Cruise Ship E, reported 105 laboratory confirmed COVID-19 cases among passengers and crew with a total of 4 consecutive voyages. So over a span here of 4 voyages. This was a highly vaccinated ship with 100% of crew, an average of 97% of passengers fully vaccinated at the time of the voyages. So 105 cases. That would be, of course, a large outbreak. And how about this one? Between August the 21st and September the 7th, cruise ship F reported a total of 112 laboratory confirmed COVID-19 cases among passengers and crew on 4 consecutive voyages, despite the ship's 100% vaccination rate for persons on board. Norwegian, of course, has got that policy of 100%. There are some other cruise lines that have that as well, but 112 cases on a fully vaccinated cruise. Lots of numbers there. There are, and for the most part, we did not hear a lot about this. Now, some of these numbers, they sound large, 100, 112, 105, but remember, it's over a span of several weeks, okay? So the media never picked up with it. Maybe they never found out about it, okay? But these are numbers that we're talking about, and they tie to the CDC website. When we've looked at the website to look at the color coding of ships, our ships green, yellow, gray, orange. This is what the investigations were looking at, okay? I thought this was interesting too, this blurb on page 21 of 54. Again, this is a huge document. While high vaccination rates on board these cruise ships likely explain why onboard medical center resources have not been overwhelmed. Okay? Medical centers have not been overwhelmed. CDC admits to it. They agreed to it. The protocols, as we have said for a long time, they're working. The numbers don't lie with several million people sailing across the industry, across all cruise lines in the United States. And these are the only cases, these are the only outbreaks that we have. And the medical center resources are not overwhelmed. The number of hospitalizations and medical evacuations due to COVID-19 or CLI have increased since passenger operations resumed. Of course they've increased. There were no passengers prior to the end of June. Between June 26th, which is the start of the restart in the United States, and October the 21st, just last week, 49 hospitalizations and 38 medical evacuations for COVID-19 or CLI were reported to the CDC. So 49 people had to be hospitalized, and that could be on the ship. That could be once they get off the ship and go home. 38 people had to be evacuated. Now those numbers, one is too many, right? One is too many. But those numbers out of millions of people are astonishing. And it's only proof that what the CDC has recommended and required to do, what the cruise lines have enacted and trained their crew to do, and what you and I are doing and being responsible on board is working. It really is. Awesome numbers and awesome data. I had to share it with you. This is only the beginning. I'll have another video that will talk about the differences of the new conditional sail order. And of course, we've got a review of the Carnival Breeze and an awesome cruise this weekend. We will see you right here tomorrow on Island Time.